is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome to the discussion for Dwellings of Eldervale, which is a game that was actually on my highly anticipated games of 2020 that I did last year. And Breaking Games, I haven't played a whole lot of their games. They did one called Rise of Tribes, which was also another kind of worker placement set in the Neanderthal period.
One?
We did.
We played that one.
We did. It's good, but it's like almost kind of forgettable.
Yeah, it feels similar to this because it was kind of like the
you played
meeples
workers
and hexagons and okay.
Yeah, it's a similar vibe in terms of like the actual placement. Boy, do I not like this game.
Yeah,
it just did not work for me. Which is interesting considering that it has a lot of, I would say, probably neat mechanics. Like I like the way that the worker placement is innovative. The fact that to end the game you actually have to get your workers out and then slowly lose them. So
it slows you down. Catch-up mechanic, all that good shit.
I wasn't sure how to feel about that.
Right.
Yeah, it's definitely slowed me down early game. I was just like, oh, let's throw out some
I don't know why. You got a free card that lets you just fucking get one for free.
I know.
And because this game is almost like everything that can get you like ahead is all luck. All points are luck except for the actual dwellings part. And the game centers around these elements, and there's only ever going to be 5 out per game. And so I don't know if the strategy is to go for all one color. I mean, you can't because there's only 3 of each color.
Yeah.
But that kind of seems to be the goal. Hey, go after the ones that that your faction is.
Right.
And then maybe one more. I think the only reason I ended up winning was because I had dwellings in more locations.
Okay.
Because, I mean, like, I was able to disperse and I netted a shit ton of points from that. And the prophecy cards.
Yeah, those prophecy cards. That was a pretty sweet gotcha.
Yep. Once I was looking through those and I'm like, well, I'm not going to win through elements. And I'm not going to win through dropping my last one.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm just going to constantly keep milling. Going to keep going to the Mage Tower and keep milling until I find prophecy cards to be able to get endgame victory points.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like winning like that. I don't like sitting here and drawing cards and hope I get lucky.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, wow, look, free points.
I mean, you're spamming. Yeah.
Yeah. And
which you hate.
Right. It's not a fun way to play. It was only in my favor, just luck of the draw.
But you still pushed it. Like, that was a strategy that you devised.
Yeah, and that's a boring strategy.
Well,
that's fair.
Because that's the thing, though, is he had to really fucking look for it. Because I did not encounter one.
Yeah.
I didn't really go too heavy on it either, but, like, not one at all.
Yeah, the magic cards were definitely very powerful in this game.
Yeah, and they're completely unbalanced. It's just like, oh, look at my free starting hand. Oh, free dwelling, free person. Oh, with free resources. Free quest. It's just like, okay, well, my hand at the beginning was garbage. It was like a fireball. Oh, the only monster I can't fucking use it against. It doesn't matter anyway, because battle in this game is like, they basically took this game and took a fucking hot shit in it with their battle mechanism. That is the dumbest rules for battle. Hey, roll the most dice, and if you get a 6, you win. We didn't really want to put in any effort into battle. Why? That would just take too much time. We want to make these subpar minis that make the same noise over and over. Oh, and they die easily because wow, they didn't roll a 6, but you did, so you killed them.
Oh yeah.
I don't like this game at all.
That's fair.
So what do you guys think?
Well, I mean, I can agree with you with the not really jiving. It's definitely. I don't know. There's definitely a stress to it.
Oh, it was also 2 hours long.
Oh my god. Yeah, and it felt like every fucking...
I feel like we had the same thing with Clash of
Clans, yeah.
Clash of Clans. Fuck, the tribal thing. What was it you just said?
Rise of Tribes?
Rise of Tribes,
Yeah.
Thank you. I feel like...
They overstay their welcome.
Yeah, I feel like that was kind of a similar complaint to that one. But yeah, 2 hours. I mean, I was certainly engrossed, but
Really?
I felt like I was stressing... about getting all these points. And I thought it was interesting, the element system, and just how much it can just cascade on itself. Like if you go all out on this one element and you go and you build your settlements on those elements. You collect those doors for those elements, and it's just like, so you're at 5. Each one of these is now 5 points.
Right.
I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it was interesting, but it's like definitely adds to the stress mechanic.
Yeah. I mean, because you basically place. It's so weird because you place to get these stupid treasure tokens that you can either buff your tableau cards, and I usually like games with tableaus because it's like, oh, here's what I built. You know, here's my abilities. But it was like, well, I don't get to use them until after I regroup my people.
Yeah.
So then, essentially, when you call them back, then that's when you get the resources for the next round.
Yeah.
And then it's like, if someone goes somewhere before you, then it's like, okay, I guess I'll fuck myself. Oh, you placed your dragon. Okay, well, I'll try and fight it. Okay, I'll play a fireball. You know, I have these. I'm going to roll all 6 of my dice. Wow! I rolled 1 6. Oh, you got 2 6s. I guess you beat me. You rolled 2 dice? Wow, look at that. You actually, somehow you still won. I hate roll to resolve when it comes to battle. It's a big reason why I hate a game called Summon Masters. Yeah, Scythe. Summon Masters. Summoner Wars.
Is that the one that we played that was
years ago?
Oh, okay.
Years ago. It's called Summoner Wars. And it was the same thing. You battle, everyone rolls a die. You hit or you miss.
And it's not,
It's like
we might as well just play rock, paper, scissors.
Right. Flip a coin.
Yeah, I think we've learned to this point that we just don't like dice in our battles.
Yeah, I like dice for like action selection. I like dice for events. But battling, it at this point for a game that's coming out in 2020, it's the laziest route to take because I mean, while battling isn't huge in terms of points, like you really only go up on a glory track, or if you kill one of these monsters, you just get 1 element from them. It's basically a big hindrance on the player because you can only place your units adjacent. So the only reason I was upset when you attacked me there was not because you attacked me, was because my whole plan, at this point I was really trying to fucking end the game, was I was trying to build both there.
Yeah.
And then the only way I could get to the mill to build was by snaking that route.
Gotcha.
And I was like, okay, well, so you attacked me and you won, even though I had adjacent people and all that, you just rolled higher. Then it's like, okay, he's gone, and I get a sword. At least you get something for it. Kat, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I just, it is hard for me to put into words why I don't like this game because it is so separate from why you guys don't like this game. There's a lot of stuff that I agree with that you just said, like the roll to resolve. I don't like that. We've never really liked that. My first complaint is that, and it's going to be kind of specific and it's going to be kind of stupid. That's okay because this is my complaint.
Your opinion.
It's my complaint. The symbols are just small enough that if you are nearsighted or if you are sitting on the the edge, like if you're further away, like I can't see shit.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lean over while you guys are all doing your stuff, and I'm not gonna take 5 years to try to read every card. Like I felt like I didn't go for those because I felt like I was gonna be a bother. So that's a turn off for me because.
Well, that's just mainly because of placement that I happen to place.
Yeah, but
that's not a fault of the game.
But I don't know. I just kind of see like where else is it gonna go?
Yeah, this game is awkward.
But also
setup.
that was just with the cards. I also mean it for these as well. So I mean, because like this I can see just fine. I can see everything here just fine. But like I am just even with my contacts in, like I can see them a little more clearly now that I put them in. But some things just kind of like blend. They start to kind of blend together. So that's just a nitpick for me personally. Also because it's so colorful.
I feel like you play a 2-hour game and you mentioned the stress. I wasn't stressed. I mean, I didn't give a shit who won. I was just trying to end it. Because once there was a moment when you got a free worker, I immediately checked out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like, oh, okay, so that's how the magic cards are going to be. They're just going to be extremely random. And, well, lucky you, free worker, that's good. You already have a leg up and be able to build a dwelling and not be hindered. And then you got another one, which was, free settlement. Or free dwelling.
Yeah, it was just like, it just cheapened it to like 1 gem, is what it was.
Was it? Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Like,
but,
so it wasn't free.
Or if you had the nature.
Yeah, if you had like one element in nature,
Yeah.
it was free.
Yeah.
But if there was no nature involved, just one
Right.
gem.
Then
So like a 3 cost was down to 1
was
cost.
one gem, and you happen to get a gem because of your if I moved up on the the fire track. But yeah, you play a 2-hour game, and I feel like you put in the stress and you put in the time for really nothing. Like, I didn't get anything out of this game. Like, even the prophecy where I was able to, like, I think I was behind. I think I took the lead at some point, but then you guys were keeping up. Like, even to snake a prophecy, like, win isn't rewarding to me. Like, because I had already checked out, so if I had, like, gotten, like, if it had been a total victory, I would have been like, anyway, game's over, you know? So it's like, luckily my complaints aren't coming from, oh, I lost, that's why I have a problem. I won, and I still have all these problems. And in terms of what Cam mentioned about these adventure cards, I didn't really get these for their ability.
Right.
I got them for their points.
I was getting it for the points.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what he
such a
was saying.
waste
Yeah.
of all these cards. I mean, as we were like going through the
Because he was like,
example,
I don't want this. I just want the end game point. And I was like,
yeah, you waste these cards like Blades of Ice. It's free if you have an orb to go up on the glory track. You know, and there was one.
Yeah, they have very unique abilities.
Yeah.
And they're all like one of my complaints is that there's no way to like mill them.
Yeah.
That I have to just.
Well, there is if you go through the same deck. Like, if you're going for a second card in that same deck, you discard the top one,
Okay.
and then you get to try and buy. So, like, if
But I
you
have to discard the
top one. So you
to
can't
look.
you can't say if you bought this one as your first card and flip it, and you're like, oh, I want that. You can't take this. You have to put it at the bottom, and then go to the next one.
Okay.
It's a really dumb way of milling, but you're right.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, that was a complaint.
Because I had a prophecy card that was like, I think it was like it was 3 points for each card in my tableau that cost 4 more resources. I got rid of it because I only had one, and none of them came out.
Yeah, maybe if they devalue the adventure cards a little bit,
Yeah.
maybe you'd want them more for their abilities.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely, like, the adventure card, like, how it was difficult to go through those was a complaint of mine. The monsters could be a little cooler.
Yeah, I mean,
like, they're like, board presence isn't as intimidating as I thought it should be.
right.
yeah.
I mean, I guess the noise makes
Yeah.
them
I mean,
intimidating.
that's unique and
It
interesting.
is unique and it's nice. It is an effort, but at some point they all kind of sounded the same.
Yeah, and then
Sounded like a toy T-Rex.
and then the
Yeah.
magic cards being overpowered. I'd say those are my 3 top complaints.
Yeah, that's really all it is, and that's kind of a big crux.
Well,
because,
I had another complaint.
Yeah, that's fine. Go
Because
ahead.
I like to complain. I did not like the specific set of rules. Like, this game was a little confusing to me, and I know if it's going to be confusing to one person, it's going to be a little confusing to others. There were multiple times that you had to tell Devin and I.
Yeah,
You have to.
These are not free spots
Yeah.
you can place.
So I know that we're not the only ones who suffer from that.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe there's something they can do to make that a little more clear.
I thought it was
Like,
clear.
See, to a certain person, maybe it's just how we took it. Maybe it's because we didn't.
Yeah, I mean, because it even has a player reference where it's like,
See, and I
retrieve
did
all your
not
units
find
from
this-
Eldervale, one at a time. Each may be used to perform a different card action in your tableau or be placed directly into your ready. It like clearly spells it out. But yeah, like you guys were kept going, oh, I'm gonna go here and summon. It's like, no, you can't summon
I
yet.
remember reading this and I was like, I'm not what.
Yeah, it's just
It just did not. It
Bad.
was not for me. It just wasn't
For
me.
us.
I'm not.
I mean,
ever gonna
yeah,
play it again.
I feel like you have to state that when you do reviews. Like, if I was saying this game is shit, which I think it is, people just assume, oh, it's shit for everyone. This game may be fantastic. You might like the roll to resolve of combat. You may like the random nature of magic cards, and that's all fine.
You might understand a rule if you read it.
But the games that we like are based around strategy, theme, and games like this, tactics, especially worker placement. And whenever you have all of these cards,
oh, I will say the theme did get lost in the game. I
it
did
was
not,
right
yeah.
out the window. It was all about points. All this game came down to was place your dwellings to get max points off of your elements. So focus on one or two, and buy these adventure cards to get points.
As many as you can.
Oh, what do they do? I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's just whichever's on top.
Yep.
Can I pay for it? Let's get it.
Yeah. I mean, I knew, because like at one point you didn't have a whole lot of adventure cards. I'm like, oh, I might actually be able to still win. Then you kept buying more, and I'm like, shit. Okay, better start milling through these and just hopefully I get some free points. We played another game a while back called Takanoko, which was the panda one about the bamboo.
Oh yeah, where you just kept winning. We just kept getting
Drew
victory cards.
points, points, and that was a complaint with that game. That's how this one felt. I mean, I can't say the production isn't great. These game trays are awesome.
Oh, definitely.
In terms of everything is just here, and they made it in such a way that it's not just for organization in the box. It's practical for setup.
Oh, definitely.
Boom, and here's everything.
Yeah, not enough do that.
Yeah. And so
definitely
that's a
that.
huge plus for them on that. But yeah, these monsters were just there.
They look, honestly, like the
there's-
big ones. I know the lava guy's supposed to look like a blob, but the other one looks like a blob, and the Kraken doesn't look good. And
Well, he has his back.
well, I mean, I don't like them. I don't like them that way either.
I mean, I think the art on them is really cool on the back.
I like the art personally.
I mean, they have a bunch of different races. So like the Servants of the Eye, these abilities sucked ass compared to you guys.
Oh.
Like I get to place my dragon and pull one of you in there, so I basically I'm all about combat. And then the wizard was I get to when I recall him I can use one of your guys's tableaus, but I never felt there was a need to because I didn't give a shit about what these were giving me.
Right, it's just their points. These are points.
And then the Rattling Swarm, their dragon is a tunneler. When you place your dragon, you may use the action of an adjacent realm instead of the realm your dragon is in.
What does the rattling dragon look like?
Yeah, I want to look.
It looks like a muck
Giant
guy. It doesn't even look like a rat.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's just like some kind of weird mud
It
dragon.
looks like a dildo.
It's kind of hoping for just a giant rat dragon.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Right.
And then like the warriors or the workers, each time your worker joins a battle, gain a sword. So those were like I would go out of my way and say that the abilities are not balanced because Kat had one where she could have gotten free glory track abilities and free. I mean, she had gold and potions that were anything.
I suppose we were surprised a little more on how cutthroat it did end up being.
Yeah.
Based on how much more combat was involved because it's like because we're all recalling at different rates, and
Exactly.
sometimes you find yourself with a big pile of dudes and the board is fucking full,
Right.
And you're just like,
I have
Gotta go to war.
Yeah, I mean, I
And-
was never mad when battle was happening. I was mad with the way battle was.
yeah. And then like when you lose it, not only the fact that you can't get your recall bonuses because like if you are going to use these, you have to have workers to recall.
Exactly.
And if they're dead,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh no, you can get the lucky raise from the dead magic card that lets you use them anyway.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, you're right. And the recalling, like there was times where I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, I want to go to the mill and build a dwelling. I really hope that Kat recalls now. Oh, thank God she is. Now I can go there and do my action.
There were times I wanted myself to recall just so I can go back to the spot I was on.
Yeah, and the other thing was to get your last dwelling out was a way bigger pain than it should have been.
Really? I didn't get that far.
I couldn't do it because I never got my dragon, warrior, or wizard out.
Oh, you were all workers?
I was
the
all
whole
workers. I
time?
never.
Wow.
I didn't felt they sucked.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And I was like, I don't want to. Combat was so frustrating. That is such a huge, like. I'll take the randomness of those. Combat is so bad for me with this game because it doesn't matter if like it should be the sum of them. That would be even better. Where it's like, okay, I'm gonna roll more, so chances are I will roll higher than all of them, like in total. But just if I'm rolling 4, you rolled 2 6s in a row.
Yeah.
And just. Yep, I win.
Against twofers, and I think someone rolled 3 one time, and I was just like, ooh.
Yeah, I think one of the monsters. Like,
Yeah.
I think you rolled even fighting it, it's like you roll 4 dice, and it's like, damn, look at that shit roll. Like, this would at least be 4, 2, so 4, 6,
Gotcha.
8. You win. You win. You rolled a 5, and I rolled 4 dice.
Yeah.
And so my dragon and a warrior just die. Because your one worker somehow is able to slay both.
He was, cooked up on
Horrendous.
roids.
Horrendous battle rules. It's almost like whoever came up with that rule needs to be fired. Like it's if it was an intern, do not offer him a job.
He's the manager now.
I don't know. These tokens here, the treasure tokens, like I mean, you kind of started to. You did it mainly for endgame points, but it's like you're supposed to use these to buff. I thought I was gonna like that. I was like, oh, that'll be neat because
Didn't end up using it as much as I thought. Well, it's because like my guys kept dying.
Yeah.
So it was hard. Like I didn't get to bring them back and go to my door for 2 hammers and a gem or anything like that.
I played a plague that just wiped your whole unit down, and then now you're like, oh, I guess I don't get to do anything.
Yeah, didn't get to do the, didn't like it was all points.
Yep.
That's all it was.
So
maybe a few boons here and there. Ooh, Well of Fire, I think, was the only one I mainly paid off from. I did that once.
you went heavy fire at the beginning, which was weird. Then you started doing the order.
Well, it just kind of like, I found myself, like, I got there and I was like, oh, I could place a thing. And then I ended up killing the guy that gave me like 2 fires. And I was like, well, this is working out.
I honestly don't even like the initial peaceful route. Like, it's funny that I hate battle, but that essentially netted you that dwelling for free. Just because there was a monster there. And it's like, oh, we're in a peaceful era. I guess the monster has to abide by the treaty.
Yep.
And there was nothing in the rules where it said, okay, can you go somewhere that someone's at and it just doesn't, you just don't fight? Or can you go in the spot with the monster and just not fight? No idea.
Slumbering. He was sleepy.
I guess. And even then, I guess the way they limp-dicked battle rules, that's why the glory track didn't matter. Like, I mean, the only way it matters is if you max out, each time you move ahead, you would get 2 points.
Yeah. Yeah, so it wasn't worth any in-game points. For some reason, I thought that it would be worth the 8 or something, but
No.
I never...
I mean, mainly because we just played a game called Tidal Blades, where there was, like, a champion track that was worth points. But yeah, this was only for... I mean, you gain 2, 4, 6. You can get 6 as you go up. But eventually, I mean, you go up on the element tracks, which get you way more points.
Oh, definitely. Element tracks were the way to go.
I don't know. I just think there's variety in this game because of the different units. There's, I mean, of course, a plethora of adventure cards. It's all here. I just think that they didn't hone the game down. I'm really finding it difficult to think of positives because the negatives really just soured my taste. Do you guys have anything that you did like?
I mean, like you said, it's very... Did you want to...
Oh, I was just going to say, I think we pretty much covered it.
Yeah. I mean, I think definitely on, like, the tools within the game, it was well constructed. I mean, like, the miniatures are good, the trays, it's very nice, the art's very nice. It's, it's just within the game mechanics, you can't appreciate certain aspects. So it is difficult. I
mean, because the art on the... these are really cool.
Yeah, and I like how they're
on
unique.
The back of
so
yours,
many.
you have centaurs. I don't even know who yours are.
Pirates.
Oh,
the pirates. Yeah, and so there's 8 total, or there's 16 total.
Oh my god, it does have hooves. Weird.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool in terms of the art. I will say it wasn't that expensive though.
Oh, okay. That's
nice. It was only $400.
No, it was not. It was, I think, $150.
Yeah.
So at least for the components, for the Legendary Edition.
For the production.
Yeah, it wasn't, I don't think it was overpriced, which is lucky.
That's about what I was assuming it was at anyway. I was actually thinking of that earlier.
But at the end of the day, I'd rather play way better worker placement or fantasy games.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So... Yeah, I don't know if you had anything else to add.
God, yeah, it's just one of those I can't really put my finger on. I know I just, like, I wouldn't be like, ooh, let's play it again.
Right.
I know I'm not in that mode. I mean, I felt like it did... Yeah, it's like, I can see other people, like, enjoying it a little more.
Yeah. Because I thought you were actually really, really digging it.
No, I was just into it because I was like, ooh, maybe I can actually win this one. I was like, can I do this?
It was funny when we were playing out because we played BattleCon before we recorded this, and I was like, man, is Devin going to win today? Is it going to be a win Devin day?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I can't let him win both games. After a monster beat me in BattleCon, I'm like, I'm just going to mill through these and just, God.
That was mostly my excitement. It was like, maybe I'll win this one today. Maybe I'm on the right track.
You really were. I started spreading out, and then I got the fucking this Great Wall.
Those cards always kick my ass. You always get the in-game scorecards.
I try to
kick my ass every single time.
That's usually my strat.
I just never go for it.
Because typically the way I view it is...
You think I'd learn.
Right?
You think I'd fucking learn.
The way I view it is like, if there's a game that has end-game goals, that's probably where the points are going to go.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to... It's like, it just depends on how well you can do to gain a lead that hopefully end-game points won't matter. Because that's something everyone goes for. But the fact that end-game points are random, like... The fucking Exodus. I happen to have all people out.
Like it's like it should be like say its own deck that you get in a more arduous way,
right?
And you can only have so many,
right? Or
like
these
Yidu did. Yidu.
Oh no, sorry, Yido.
Yido did.
I was like Yidu. What? Yeah, like Yido or these. The adventures being end-game points. Because they are kind of a pain to go through. They cost a lot more.
Yeah.
Instead of just random and draw 3.
Yeah, if they could have, I don't know, like maybe a point value versus
Right.
operating off of the elemental.
They do have a point
track.
value where, no, separate.
Like maybe if just the dwellings were the elemental value versus, well, those were maybe a little different. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, basically remake the whole game to be better.
He says.
But yeah, like, it's just, this is not, I didn't beat you through any sheer, like, strategy of my own.
Mm-hmm.
It was, okay, I guess I'll just hope I get free points from this, and look at that. Just, because I didn't have this great wall where every dwelling was worth 2 points if they're next to each other. I didn't have that till, like, that final draw, and it just so happened that I happened to be building right next to each other, and I'm like, great, look at that, 10 points.
Oh, wow.
So,
Just fell into your hands.
Kat, do you have anything else?
I do not.
Do you agree with us?
Yes.
You're like, no, I love this game.
I can't wait to play it.
Scale of 1 to 10. Devin, you might have a higher score than the rest of us. But I don't know.
Ah, man. I just feel like someone out there would probably like it a lot more than we did. But,
Probably.
Yeah.
Just like there's a person for everything.
I mean, it's like if you want a
Like,
personal...
people think Cards Against Humanity is the best card game in the world.
Fun.
Yeah. That is.
It's fun.
I've never actually played it. I hear a lot about it.
It's stupid.
Yeah. I'm sure people just put the best combinations online. And anyway,
pretty
I'm
much.
off track. I guess I will do a 6. I feel like it's... Yeah, I'll give it a 6. Yeah, I'd say it's definitely above average. It's just, it's not really to my taste, and that's the main thing that's harming it. Yeah, the battle systems, if you like the dice systems, yeah, by all means. But yeah, I felt like they missed it a little. Just definitely doesn't tickle my gizzard.
Alrighty, Kat.
I'm gonna give it a 5
Wow. Average game. Average game, huh?
for someone. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just like I will say I just didn't like it in general.
Yeah.
Just because I didn't like it.
So I rank games based off my personal preference. So I'm giving this a 4.
Ooh.
I think this is below average for this day and age. This would have been great 5 years ago, 10 years ago, you know. It would have been a masterpiece 10 years ago. But for it to be 2 hours long, for you not to care about half the
I
game...
keep forgetting that it was so long.
What?
Dropping it to a 4.
Uh,
Because that means a lot to me. Time
right.
factor.
And for it to half the game seems to be this tableau. Especially that's how you get a lot of your resources. And for it to, for us, come down to, I don't really give a shit what they do. It's just, they're going to link to those. I want to get that up. So you're basically just min-maxing points. Like, you might as well just, like, roll dice and that's how many points you get. And, like, the battle system is just so, like, horrendously bad that, yeah, I just think it's a below-average game. No matter how deluxe it is. Like, it would be a 3, but the fucking game trays are good. And at least they're practical, so I think that's a good, smart... And, like, with this to literally be, oh, look at all these elements, look at this giant monster, and for you to be able to just basically one-shot them and they don't come back.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like they limp back to their lair or something and they're always a presence on the board. Nope, they're just, all right, gone.
Yeah, and where was the cards to tame them?
Who knows? Probably some element.
Yeah.
Like,
I think I had one. Yeah, I had one was when when a monster rushes into a realm that contains one of your units, dominate the monster.
Oh, there you go.
I didn't have the swords. This was very early game where someone rushed in and I was like, oh, I can do... No.
Yeah, so she could have done it. And
But I only had one, so...
I mean, and at the end of the... like, they're so stupid. Like, they just don't do anything. It would have been a little bit more taxing. It's like, oh man, okay, if I go to attack Seth, there's a monster there, it'll come in. Yeah, it's just... This game super fell flat to me. So that's it, everyone. That's our thoughts on Dwellings of Eldervale.
Eldervale.
Let us know what you think of the game in the comments below. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you would like to see more of my content, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell to be notified whenever I upload any new content. If you feel like supporting the channel, you can go ahead and click that Patreon link to be taken to my Patreon, and any help is truly appreciated. Other than that, stick around for any other run-throughs or reviews or cool top 10s or whatever I feel like putting on. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.